let's talk about that O-line. No one really knows. I mean, Pro Football Focus seems to think that it's good. Pass blocking, run blocking, graded pretty highly. But then the run game is broken. They haven't scored a touchdown and on the ground, and Christian McCaffrey can't find any room to run. And people aren't willing to really blame him, so they point to the offensive line. So what is it? How would you, as an offensive line aficionado, how do you see this?
Well, for me, it's the run blocking efficiency. That's where everything is. When you start with offensive line that I've ever been in part of, you don't start learning how to pass block. You start learning how to run block. I mean, that's the kernel of a good offensive line, moving the ball when all else fails. And the biggest thing is that we rank 25th in yards before contact per rush attempt. That's 0.994 yards. That indicates poor initial push from the offensive line. If you want to look at where we can't run the ball, which is important, it's our red zone efficiency, Grant. We're 42.11% touchdown rate in the red zone. That ranks 29th in the NFL. We already know about the no rushing touchdowns this season. We're trying to get one. And the overall rushing production is just 3.6 yards per carry, which ranks 30th in the NFL with 426 total rushing yards on 139 attempts. Now, we are the leading passing team in the NFL right now with attempts and I think yards, is it not? With the passing yards that we've had. And if you look at what Mac Jones is doing, getting the ball out in maybe I think it's 2.5 seconds, we're getting the ball out quick. Kyle is also dialing up a lot of things for the offense with condensed splits, keeping guys in as far as tight ends chipping, making sure that we're running a lot of RPOs, a lot of now routes, things that completely take the ears, pin the ears back, take the ears away from defensive ends who are trying to tee off against us. He doesn't leave them alone a lot. If you really look at how we've been going, especially when you look at our PFF, the offensive line, PFF grades, which are actually, decent. If you really want to go true to form, we're looking at anywhere from 70 and up for our PFF grades. If you look at the PFF grades overall for the offensive line, the top graded pass blocking PFF grades that we have for the season right now are Brian Robertson, Kyle Juszczyk, and Luke Farrell. Top three before you get to Colton McKivitz, Trent Williams, Ben Barch, which is over Dominic Pooty, Jake Brindle. So Connor Colby comes in at a 10th. He doesn't have a lot of time on task, but if you want to know what his score is, it's 38th overall. They're just struggling individually, as a group, by the numbers, by the eye test. If you squint your eye and tilt your head, they're still struggling. And the biggest thing for me is lack of investment. We don't invest on this the right way. And I don't understand, maybe contracts for good offensive linemen stagnate you and you can't really move them around. And, the maneuverability fiscally kind of is something that they don't want to get into. It's by way of process. But I mentioned it earlier in the show. This is something that's going to come home to roost. We have to handle the offensive line situation. Trent Williams struggled in week 1. He's doing better now, but I want to be clear about Trent Williams' performances. He's doing better compared to week 1. All right. Is he doing better as far as his standard? No. He is if we can sit here and talk about Christian McCaffrey has lost a step, he's not as a dynamic player, that falls in line for Trent Williams as well. So right now it's just we got to ride out and see what we're doing, but a lot of the passing, a lot of the short passes, which are basically extended handoffs, in my opinion, a lot of that stuff is happening because the offensive line is to a point, Grant, where if we traditionally utilize them, they could blow up games. I mean, we can get fumbles, strip sacks. It could get ugly. So we're really staying on top of this unit just to even have a chance.
This is what I don't understand about the Niners offensive line. They have Connor Colby starting. He's been legitimately awful. Not his fault. 7th round pick rookie. I don't know what they expected. They have Spencer Burford on the bench. He's been in the league 4 years. He started so many games for them. Is he really worse than Connor Colby? Are they really starting their 5 best offensive linemen? I mean, is Dominic Pooty really healthy? I don't understand why Spencer Burford isn't playing because they moved him to backup offensive tackle. Okay, well, they need a guard now, right now. And he can't be worse than Connor Colby. Like Connor Colby is hurt and shouldn't be playing.
Yeah, but Grant, it could all, I mean, it's the way the offensive line is being, how can I say, managed, it could almost err on the side of like malfeasance of practice. Like you're not doing your job. What you're saying right now makes sense in theory. However, if Spencer Burford goes down, we do not have any backup tackles on this team. That's it. So if Trent Williams goes down, I mean, we're looking at Kyle Juszczyk at left tackle. I mean, it could get ugly because we don't have the bodies. So that's what I mean as far as like just how tenuous that situation is that they're living check to check with what they have on the offensive line. Seriously, there's nothing in the rears to back them up. They're just praying that there's no more injuries because they can't afford it.
And what's crazy is like both quarterbacks are already hurt. It's week 6. And pretty much what the Niners are telling both of them is,
Burford's on IR. We're tripping.
Is he?
Yeah.
What do you do?
Tripping. I think it was his knee.
Really? How did I not know that? When did Spencer Burford get hurt? God, he fell off. Spencer Burford.
I think he's on IR.
Damn, my bad. Sorry, guys, for spreading misinformation. I legit thought I saw him walking around the locker room yesterday. I'm like, I remember you. Why don't you play anymore? Reserve. Burford. Yeah, my bad. Sorry about that. Hey, disregard everything I just said.
What's the tackle's name? The kid that
what did he do? How did he get hurt?
Sebastian Gutierrez.
He sprained his knee on special teams. Oh yeah, I remember that.
He did.
That's ridiculous, man.
Special teams.
Damn. Sorry about that, guys. I should be more prepared.
No, guys, it's okay to get fact checked in the middle of a show.
Spencer Burford. All right. Well, I don't know what to tell him. I guess that's why here's a guy I'd like him to play instead of Connor Colby because I'm not done with Connor Colby. How about Drew Moss?
Drew Moss is Dominic Pooney's backup.
Okay, well, how about make him the starter at left guard? How about that? And you can make Connor Colby Dominic Pooney's backup.
Yeah, that may be something. I don't think they like Drew Moss.
What did you? Did you like Drew Moss in the preseason?
Yeah, I thought Drew Moss showed promise. He did. But again, I liked him. I like him on the backdrop of what our offensive line is. That's not really a tough standard to break, man. Honestly, Trent Williams is class personified as far as career is concerned, but there's really nobody playing at like Cohn McKivitz is probably one of the most consistent offensive linemen we have right now. Just think about that. Look at where we've come from, where we've gone. We went from Staley, you know what I'm saying, and Mike McGlinchey, who we complained about. I mean, Mike McGlinchey, we made reels off that dude. He's not Colton McKivitz.
Nah, man. McGlinchey used to have these moments in games where he'd be like airborne.
Yes.
And you get like one of those like needle stops, freeze frame, and he's voiceover.
Off his feet.
You probably wondered how I got in this position. Hi, I'm Mike McGlinchey, offensive lineman for the 49ers. And it wasn't that long ago that I was a first-round pick and all my dreams were coming true. And then look at me now.
Cole McKivitz is getting a lot of love for like how he's playing, but he's just consistently mid. That's all he is. He's not good.
For the money they're paying him, I mean, he's producing, really.
He's getting paid $15 million. I think it's adequate. They're not overpaying him. They're still getting a deal with him. They went from $7 per a year to $15 million a year. Like, he's one of the lowest paid starting offensive linemen in the league.
Yeah. Well, it's just interesting how the Niners are so intent on drafting defensive linemen, which is legit. But when it comes time to like the trade deadline and you have needs, the Niners have needs on both sides of the trenches. You can address the D-line. You can get some of the best defensive linemen in the league if you're willing to pay. You can't get offensive linemen. Sorry. They're not available. Prize Picks will give you $50 when you play your first $5 lineup. Win or lose, you'll get $50 for playing. Use promo code COHN, COHN, and download the app now.
I also look at like the offense is also ran off of the, I don't want to say, we've been here 9 years. It's ran off the personality of Kyle.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't Kyle be the guy to not pay his car insurance? Like, wouldn't he be the guy to like get paid a lump sum of money and forget that he has to pay his taxes? You know, like, oh, I know a guy that we could just go ahead and run the numbers and, you know, I don't have to pay taxes. Like, that's what offensive line is. It's paying your taxes. It's paying for your car insurance, bro. It's locking your doors. Looking both ways. The little things that you don't think are that big of a deal to get to the cool stuff that you want to do, but you gotta build your foundation. And with how we prepare for games, with how we play, how we call plays, with how we take care of guys' health and roll them out. What is it? What's the common denominator? Lack of doing the important things, the small things that aren't sexy.
But the cool things are abundant.
Tons
of cool stuff.
We got a receiver. We got this. I got this dope ass fullback, dude. He's like the most expensive fullback in the league. It's like, bro, no one cares about your blinged out scooter, bro.
Yeah.
Does it have insurance? Well, no, fuck that. It doesn't have insurance. That's what this offense is ran like, bro.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm rich. I'll just get another one.
Come on, bro. There's a pinball machine in the kitchen, in the middle of the kitchen, bro.
Yeah.
It's chaos.
Yeah, they got 3 stories just so they could have an elevator.
Yes. Yes.
We got an elevator.
Come on, bro. Handling the offensive line for good and all. It's too basic. It sounds like it's too boring. They're not going to do it. And what it does is that when you make the investment in offensive line, it straps you when you want to go overpay for a fullback or go get a receiver. It's like, well, we can't do this. We got to pay for these guys.
Well, what I don't understand is making the investment in the quarterback, but not in the offensive line. If you want to go cheap at the quarterback position and have an endless string of Mac Jones, I get it. But if you really want to give Brock Purdy $53 million a year, it seems like the only quarterbacks where that works out is the ones who also have a good offensive line. Like, look at Cincinnati. They are fucking Joe Burrow's career up. And Indianapolis did the same thing with Andrew Luck. Like, Hurts has had a lot of success because he has a great offensive line. The Packers try to build a great offensive line. The Chiefs try to build a great offensive line. Mm-hmm. If you really think the guy is worth $53 million a year, then you must think he's worth an offensive line as well. I don't. Those things have to be congruent to me.
Yeah,
they're not.
No, I don't think they are. And really, like I said, man, I just think that the crux of it all is that if you have a really good guard, you're going to have to pay him. And the whole market is going to say that you're going to have to pay him. And the Niners don't do well with guys that they have to pay.
Well, that's why they got to trade Brandon Ayuk, because otherwise they're never really going to make investments in the offensive line. It's nothing against Brandon Ayuk. This team needs to invest in there. They need to keep Brock healthy, or Mac, or whichever quarterback they choose to invest in. I guess it's Brock, apparently. Yeah. Okay.
And a run game. Hello.
Yeah, well, there's that too.